compadre. Welcome to Cancun. Gonna get haven't showered yet. Out of bed. Man, it's toasty here. I had to wait a second when I walked out from the room. The glass is fogged up because they're cold from the air conditioning. It's already, I don't know how warm here, but it's like just after 7 in the morning and it is warm and humid. Here's the view from our room. Like I said in my journal post that the resort is huge. So this is the water park. We're gonna go there later today. Several slides. Yes, Rich, there's a lazy river. Also in the middle of it is a whole building with an entertainment thing for kids that I've seen they've got bumper cars and stuff like that in there. But the water park is probably surrounded by 3 or 4 pretty huge buildings. And in our resort, this is just one of, I don't know how many pools. The next closest pool, bummer for the kids, is the adults only. And bummer for us. I don't know if we're gonna get to enjoy it. They've got, in the middle of it, they've got a raised platform area with kind of a big, I don't know what you call it. I say parasol. It's a big round covered area with swings hanging from it, but big, adult, almost like a double 2-person couch hanging swings that look pretty nice. Kind of like this kind of material, like nice big fluffy. Anyway, and like lily pad sized pads in the pool and stuff like that that you can just lay on. And anyway, let me go get in the shower. We'll do a shave, and then we're headed off for breakfast. And we're back. I need a cool transition thing like Major Rich has. In the bathroom now, just have my shower. I realize the door has a mirror on it and might be creating a weird, I guess it's not. I thought maybe it'd be one of those infinity, like, but the mirror behind you, always a reason to wear pants, boys. So take you on a tour. Brief it is, there's this is the water closet, toilet there. A nice big walk-in, huge shower there with the kind of the rain, the big square rain type shower head. I love those things, my wife does not. So this is the main door out, but then this has a weird feature we had in one other that oh, there you go. See this little door that opens into the bedroom. So I guess if you just want a wide open look or something, I guess if everybody's awake or whatever, but you can see right from there into the shower, which I guess no big deal. This is kind of weird. We had one other hotel room on Catalina Island that had big, huge sliding, I think they're sliding like doors, but it had like a big jetted tub on the other side of it. So it was kind of like you could soak in the tub and just still have the whole room. I can't remember if there was a view or not. I don't think there was. I'll wet my face here. So, same old kind of travel shave. I brought the 6S along again. I thought, let me look here. Again, things to do off camera. I was planning on bringing the Feather SS because my shaves were doing so well with that. I guess it was a last minute decision that didn't make it in. So this whole week will be with the Rockwell, and to change it up, I just put in Israeli Personna blade this morning, so that'll be the first shave with that. As always with travels, we're doing sample size things. This is K Shave Worx Beechwood Forest. So it's funny, this one has kind of remind me of vacation or travel because you can't buy it anymore. I would buy it if I could. Not available anymore. And so the only time I use it is in hotel rooms, I guess. So let's get going here. It smells good. So Beechwood forest, I don't know what Beechwood is. I guess it's a tree. Sounds like it's actually a tree. But it just smells like pine needles. Nice, fresh, green, sharp scent pine needles. It's so good. So it always makes me curious, companies that are still in business. I mean, obviously, I guess it's a popularity thing, how they end up getting rid of scents. Because there's one campfire. Oh, West Coast Shaving had a campfire. That's would be, I think, one of my top scents, but by the time I tried it, you couldn't get it anymore. I also have a big bottle of cold refrigerated water because it's pretty warm here. The same issue I had when we were in Hawaii is that the cold tap water ain't that cold. So it's fine for rinsing during the shave and making your soap and stuff. But if you found a cold water rinse at the end, really kind of helps with the irritation and such. The lukewarm water that comes out of these taps doesn't help as much. So what else to talk about? You mentioned, I think in the journal we were concerned about doing it all-inclusive. We've heard horror stories, and yes, I know they sensationalize things for TV to get people to watch. But we've seen stories of people showing up and the resort has 10 restaurants, but only 2 or 3 are open at night, stuff like that. Or the pools aren't open or what have you. Anyway, they just give you a fraction of what they say is included. So I'll say that's certainly not the case here. It was interesting. We took a small van, the 5 of us, and then there's 2 other people in the van with a pole. We took it from the airport to here. I thought this was farther away. It was like a 10-minute drive from the airport. But then you pull into their property, and you drive for a while, and then you hit a security gate where it's not just waving people through. I saw an employee on a scooter, and they stopped, and they had their little electric tablet and put in their license plate. And so when we stopped, it's not just like, obviously you're transporting guests in. I don't know all what information they put into their computer, but they certainly did put in the last names of the guests checking in and stuff. And then we saw on the other side that they check in when you leave. You're not just, normally security thing like that on the way out is a piece of cake, but they were stopping and same thing. So, and then we drove for a good distance through some nice, pretty landscaping and tall grasses and things. Till we got to the main building. So that alone was impressive, just how much property they have kind of under control. You get out and they give you a nice cold towel, and they gave each of the girls a carnation, and checking in. Oh yeah, when you're leaving the country, don't forget to call your credit card company. We've always done that, but I think maybe because we thought it's just Mexico, or I don't know, we just forgot. We did not call a credit card company, and the charge for the room didn't go through, so we just called the international number on the back of the card and straightened it all out. But it's something we should have thought of before. Anyway, so the main building, So this compound that we're in, we've just seen a fraction of it, has actual 3 resorts along the beach that are all Moon Palace, I think. I think it's all part of Moon Palace, and there's 3. Anyway, we're at the higher tier one, so it gives us access to all the other ones and all their restaurants and all that stuff versus the other way around. It's like, I saw like a day pass is like $220 to come here for the water park and stuff. I guess because it's all inclusive once you're here. And that's what this is. This is now, lets them know you're with the resort, and this is your room key. You just walk up to your room and boop. So anyway, in the main building is most of their restaurants. I swear, if you were a beer drinker, you wouldn't have to. I'm sure you would hit a bar before you finished your last beer. Pretty much no matter how fast you drank it. There's no lack of alcohol here. So they've got many lounges around, different styles, different decor, of course each with a bar. And then wherever you are, for the most part, you can order whatever you want. We just did the buffet quick last night because with traveling and all that, everybody was hot and hungry and all that. And the buffet was good quality. It was American, they said, but quite the variety and just the detail. Like they had a kids section that had like the dinosaur chicken nuggets and deep fried cheese sticks and deep fried like almost like deep fried tater tots, which deep fried themselves. But then like they had their fruit was like on a little kebab stick. And when they had cheese, they cut out the cheese out in the shape of hearts, and lunch meat was cut out in the shape of some kind of animal, and all very cute and kid-like. Sorry, this water's wow. Anyway, and just very nice looking. I mean, it wasn't at all just kind of casual looking, like a buffet, nice restaurant. And then we just walked through and they have a steakhouse, a Lebanese restaurant, an Italian restaurant that's adults only. That's the only one that's adults only. But you look at the menus for these things and it's just incredible, and it's not presentation, just looks, they all look like very high-end restaurants that are all included. They had a nice bowling alley. That place was hopping. You've got to make reservations for bowling. Sorry, just getting the rest of the soap out of the bowl here. They had a I wouldn't say kids, they had an arcade. Not necessarily, hold on, I'm going to do my cold drink now. Oh, that's brisk. There you go. Alrighty. It's kind of like the electric lounge or something, I don't remember, but this stuff is, every one of these is like big and spacious and has, you're not feeling cramped. And that one was hopping though, with kids, some families. There's lemon. But they had air hockey and then just some cool lounge area around that. They had some of those basketball games, some other like the big stand-up dance games, and then another room was just all enclosed with like one of the magic floor things where you played a game by stepping on things, or They had several big rooms which were just video games. One had, I think two of them had like Xbox 360s hooked up with fancy chairs and stuff like that. What else? They had, well, there's food there. There's food everywhere. So you walk in there, and they had a counter with people behind it to scoop ice cream. They had popcorn, they had little sandwiches. There is a lot of, so the only part of all of this that would be kind of, I don't know, gotcha, or I don't know what you'd want to call it. Like I said, though, everything is good quality. You're not getting gypped at all. Is you get resort credits for every night you stay, for every room you have, and we've got, I'll tell you in another video, basically 2 rooms, so we get double the resort credits. But you have to, when you spend the resort credits, you have to pay 18% gratuity in cash, or you put it on your room bill and pay with your credit card, whatever. But it's almost like it's not a scam, but that's something that they're doing to try to get you to spend more money versus it being all inclusive. So like when you go bowling, it's, let's say, $90, $50, 90 or $50, something like that, for an hour for one lane, but you can do like up to 6 people. You can use your resort credits for that, but then you pay the 18% gratuity, which for that is fine. But some of the other stuff is like all the excursions and things like that are pretty expensive, and there's a little bit, I wouldn't say pressure, but they devote a lot of space to desks and things for planning excursions and planning the spa things and all that stuff. All these things where you'll be spending your resort credits and then tacking on the 18% after that. So there's that. So we walked through and saw several of these, but it's a very, very nice looking layout, and all, everything is top quality, top notch looking stuff. And then we hit a coffee bar that my wife had seen on some of the videos or something. This is just a Nivea alcohol-free post-shave balm. I don't take the 2-in-1 with me on vacation. It's not just a coffee shop. They have, huge long cases of all these pastries, and of course everything's free. And you walk up there and just, this was like macaroons. Macaron. Do you know, we learned this, there's the coconut macaroon. It's like just a pile of coconut and sugar kind of cookie thing. And then there's like the little Italian ones that are 2 layers with the stuff in between. Both of them we just referred to as macaroons. But we learned on Shark Tank that the coconut ones are macaroons. The other ones, the double layer colorful ones, are macarons. So I'm assuming they're spelled differently. So anyway, a case full of macarons, and I forget what you would call it. Like, I think she called them truffles, but they were these big, I don't know, constructions of cake and chocolate and filling. And so she got one that was a Fier Rocher, one of these things, and a s'mores one of these things. And like the s'mores one, they were both like domes and chocolate, but the s'mores one had like a square marshmallow on top, and it's supposed to be like graham crackery kind of cake. And anyway, it's just cool. You can walk up and basically say, give me those things in a latte, and you walk away not paying. And anyway, as we taught our kids, it ain't free, it's called prepaid. We paid for that somewhere. Anyway, needless to say, tons of food, tons of drinks, anywhere you go here. We were going to go just clean. I got water all over the place here. We were going to go to a Lebanese restaurant for breakfast because our electrician, who's been here, that said everything's amazing, said that he wished that he would have found out about that restaurant earlier, and that breakfast there was great. Now, most of the restaurants here are, what do you say, ethnic, cultural, whatever. So there's a steakhouse, but then there's upscale Japanese, there's a Lebanese one. We're going to a Caribbean one for breakfast this morning. And it looks like the food, they're trying to get very authentic. Never been there, I couldn't tell you, but you read
the descriptions and we're like, I don't think the kids are gonna eat any of this. So we scrapped the plans to go to the Lebanese restaurant for breakfast, and we're going to the other side of this resort that's closest to the ocean, so we'll get to see the ocean and everything, and going to a Caribbean restaurant that has a Caribbean buffet for breakfast. So hopefully that'll be a little bit more to their liking, so we're not hitting the normal buffet every morning. Anyway, there you go. Shave is over. Gotta start wrestling the troops. See you on the 4.